Hey, welcome back to the channel, Tea Times for Two, Golf Travel for Couples. Hey, I'm Scott, and if you're new to the channel, normally my wife Cheryl and I rate and review golf courses and resorts from around the golfing world for couples who love to travel and play golf like we do. But today we're continuing a series of golf courses in Scotland that my brother, my son, and I played on a family pilgrimage to the land and country of our ancestors. Today we're just north of Inverness at Royal Dornoch Golf Club, the home and birthplace of world-renowned architect Donald Ross. And we're going to rate and review the golf course that makes pretty much everybody's top 5 golf courses in the world. So stay tuned. Now, welcome back. For those of you new to the channel, for each golf course or resort, we rate each one based on 5 categories. The first category is the layout and the playability of the golf course for all levels of players. The second category is the aesthetics or the beauty of the golf course and resort. Category 3 are the course conditions when we played it. Category 4 in the Scotland series is the course history. And category 5 is the value or the bang for the buck that you're getting for what you paid for. For category 1, layout, we're going to give Royal Dornoch 4 stars. And for playability, for all levels of players, we're going to give it 2 stars. While some form of golf was played on the grounds of Royal Dornoch since 1616, old Tom Morris extended the course to a full 9 holes in 1886, although it's been changed and altered many times over the years. This is the birthplace of Hall of Fame golf course architect Donald Ross, who also served as head greenskeeper there for a time before immigrating to the United States and starting his prolific career building golf courses all over the U.S. The championship course has 5 sets of tees ranging from about 5,300 yards to a little over 6,700 yards and plays to a par 70. The course itself is pretty straightforward. It's an traditional out and back Scottish links layout. Many of the greens, though, are built on natural raised plateaus, making the approach play especially challenging. It's the raised dome-shaped greens, turtleback greens that Donald Ross became known for, that really make this course a challenge. You can't bounce the ball into the greens like you can a lot of links courses because of those turtleback greens, and the ball feeds toward the edges of the greens. So unless you had a perfectly placed shot, the ball's going to work away from the hole and off those greens. So you want to literally play to the middle of every green. The greens, the wind, the constant winds, and the deep revetted face bunkers provide a stern test that is Royal Dornoch and make it difficult for a higher handicap player. Category 2 for aesthetics and wow factor, we're going to give Royal Dornoch a full 5 stars. It's located in remote northern Scottish Highlands, about an hour north of Inverness and about 4 hours north of Glasgow and Edinburgh, on the Dornoch Firth in the North Sea. This keeps a lot of golf pilgrims from playing this wonderful golf course, just for the travel to get there, the remoteness of it. It's currently ranked number 3 in the world by Golf Digest. Aesthetic-wise, Royal Dornoch probably had the prettiest views of all day of the 11 courses that we played in Scotland, because you've got a constant view of the Dornoch Firth there. Really a pretty golf course lined with gorse that was in bloom while we were there. It's just a beautiful, beautiful layout. And if you go in the summertime, I mean, as far north location, it stays light till 10, 11 o'clock at night. So you can play golf late into the day. That's why we played it second after playing Castle Stewart in the morning, because even in April, we had extended daylight. So it was a great second round of the day. Some of our favorite holes on Royal Dornoch, number 2, which doesn't get a lot of acclaim, but we really liked it. It was beautiful medium length par 3. It's been described as one of the hardest holes in golf when it plays into the wind, and we did. It's a perched up green with massive fall offs on three sides, kind of like Cruden Bay's number 2. I mean, literally hitting this green seems like it's impossible. It has a false front in the front that funnels shots down into 2 deep bunkers on either side of the green, and really stand out in the fairway. It's like, how am I going to hit this green? Because if you don't hit a perfect shot, it's not going to stay on because it funnels off on all sides to a deep drop off. And if you're short, you're falling off into one of those deep bunkers and then have to hit out of one of those deep bunkers and get it to hold on that green that's perched up. Incredibly difficult golf hole. Then hole number 3 is a blind tee shot. If you don't like blind tee shots, well, you're probably not going to like playing golf in Scotland. Dog leg left, and tee shots too far right will find this huge fairway bunker. And then the green slopes hard from right to left and funnels shots into that bunker there. So it's really difficult. Hole 4, it's the longest par 4 with gorse running down the left. In fact, your first 4 holes, you're going to be running down with houses, but big gorse and a hill as you get further out toward the estuary or toward the bay out there. This fairway slopes toward the sea right, and it's got really tall rough and bunkers right. The green complex is really creative, I think the word would be, severely undulating and protected by 4 bunkers in front on either side of the green. So again, the greens are where you're going to find trouble here. Number 5 would have made my top 18 holes that we played in Scotland. It's one of my favorites on the trip. It's a short par 4. Again, I love short par 4 because they make you think. And it's got gorse all down the left side. It's got a really long, skinny green that's surrounded by dunes and gorse on 3 sides. It makes for a gorgeous picture. And the green slopes to the right, and it has 3 bunkers short right, if I remember correctly, and 2 on the left. And you've got really terrific views of the sea off to your right. Number 6 is acclaimed to be one of the best short holes in Scotland, if not all of golf. It's a medium length with skinny green that has a huge drop off right and long, and then it's got gorse on the left. So there's really no bailout for it. You've just got to hit it. You stand up on that tee and hit a great golf shot. Try to hold this green, anything but a well-struck shot, good luck. Because again, it's got that turtleback green. You can try to keep it left to avoid a steep drop off and a certain bogey or worse. And there's 3 deep bunkers as well as gorse. Number 8 is a really long par 4. It's got out of bounds all down the left side with a huge drop off in the fairway. This is a really cool, visually cool hole. As you're hitting out there and it looks like all of a sudden, where'd the fairway go? It just disappears. Well, it drops off there. And there's a pole that's going to mark the edge of the drop off. And if you leave your tee shot up top, you're going to have a terrific view, not only of the green, but literally of the whole bay and the rest of the golf course. There's huge gorse bushes. They're kind of hidden right off the tee, but if you hit it over that drop off, you can find that gorse down there. And then your second shot has to avoid a pot bunker short and right of the green. It's about 20 yards short of it, but it looks like it's right up next to the green from the fairway. So you've got to avoid that. And then you can run the ball up to the green and hope it stays on these turtleback greens. Number 10, gorgeous medium length par 3, but it's probably going to teach you some new words in your vocabulary because it's virtually impossible to hold the green when you play it downwind, which we did. Into the wind, it can play as much as a 3-wood or even a driver when the wind's really howling, and then good luck keeping the ball on the green. The green is fronted by 5 bunkers and drops off severely back and to the left. It'll really make you learn some new words. That's for sure. I think I said 4 or 5 good ones. 13's another pretty par 3 that's medium length, and it's played to an elevated and skinny green, which is protected by 7 bunkers. Yes, 7. And this hole, you can actually run the ball up on this one, as the front bunker is about 20 yards short of the green. So if you can carry that front bunker, depending on the wind, you can bounce it in and onto this green. But again, it's got to find the middle of the green. 14, the world famous hole they call Foxy. It's not because it's hot. It's because it makes you really have to think. There's not a bunker on this course, which for a Seaside Links course is kind of unheard of. It's a double dog leg long par 4. There's absolutely 0 bunkers. but the green's protected by huge dunes and tall rough that's to the right. And then front, there's a huge rise. I mean, literally, it's only 5 foot high on the left, but over 10 feet high on the right. So you can be blind out over that and then have to get the ball to stop on one of those turtleback greens if you get there. Hole 15 is a short par four that's drivable when it's downwind, but you must carry this huge mound that's in the middle of the fairway. So it's much safer if you just play it to the right of that mound, and then you get a better view of that green and take trouble out of play. And then the green slopes off front and back. So again, it's going to be hard to hold, especially if it's downwind, and it was. So really difficult green to hold. Category 3, course conditions. We're going to give Royal Dornoch fully 5 stars. The greens, the fairways, the tee boxes you can see on our pictures and videos were in excellent shape when we played there the first week of April. And Royal Dornoch was first class in every way, shape, or form. Literally, of the links courses we played in, all 11 of them were in terrific shape. This one was probably in the best shape of all of them. Castle Stewart maybe was in better shape, but it's newer. But this was just tip top, nothing but first class the whole way. Even the restaurant, we had lunch in the restaurant, and the people there were just awesome. The fish and chips, A+ on that one. Got to use the vinegar. It was really, really good. This was our second round of the day as we played Castle Stewart in the morning, and then we drove about an hour north for an afternoon round. But again, you can play later in the day, even in April, because of the tilt of the earth. Now, weather-wise, this one was, we hadn't had any weather really up until this day. It was a little cold when we played Castle Stewart and windy, and then we drove up here, and we literally probably had every climate zone known to man while we played Royal Dornoch. We had beautiful bluebird sunshiny skies with little wind and fairly warm. And then we had massive downpours for a few minutes, and you could see them coming in. And then we got 30-mile-an-hour winds, and then it got cold. I mean, literally, we had everything, which is just part of being in Scotland. You just got to embrace it. If you go there with a bad attitude and wanting just perfect conditions, you don't need to go to Scotland. You got to embrace play over there like that. So this was our second round of the day. Absolutely terrific day at Castle Stewart and Royal Dornoch. Although Royal Dornoch was probably, of the 11, I think it was the hardest that we played. Carnoustie and then Royal Dornoch, because the greens are so difficult to hold, especially in the wind. Category 4, the history, course history. We're going to give Royal Dornoch 4 stars. Like we said before, some form of the game has been played, recorded as being played since 1616, as well as having old Tom Morris as your architect. It's kind of hard to top that. While its remote location keeps it from hosting the Open Championship, it has hosted many top amateur events throughout its long and illustrious career, such as the British Amateur, the Senior and Women's Amateur, the Scottish Amateur, multiple times. Now, if you put Royal Dornoch down the coast near Edinburgh, Glasgow, it would have hosted several Open Championships because the course is just terrific. It would be a terrific test of golf for the world's best players. In fact, Tom Watson once famously said on a pilgrimage here after playing in the Open Championship that it was the most fun he ever had on the golf course playing Royal Dornoch. So I don't know how you beat an endorsement like that. Category 5 for value or bang for your buck. We're going to give Royal Dornoch 1 star. For April, when we played it, it was around $400 US. In November through March, if you want to play it during the really off season, now it's going to be a lot colder because you're in the Highlands, it is around 225 US. So it was one of the more expensive ones. Castle Stewart, that was an expensive day. Castle Stewart was expensive. Royal Dornoch was expensive, especially compared to some of the hidden gems we played, like Royal Aberdeen, Western Gales, Cruden Bay, the new course at St. Andrews, the Jubilee at St. Andrews. You know, we paid a fourth of this. But to say you played one of the top 5 golf courses in the world, you know, was it worth it? Yeah, it was one time. Would I play it again? Would I pay that again? Probably not. I probably wouldn't make the trip up to the Highlands again, since we've already been there. I'd probably pick the Berwick area because we didn't go there and stay there in the hub there and play just the hidden gems around the Berwick. So For value, 1 star. All right, let's recap and give Royal Dornoch an overall score. Now, this is going to stir the pot here, especially for golf historians. I'm going to give Royal Dornoch 3 stars. Even though I love the scenery and the aesthetics of the course, it was beautiful. There's no doubt about it. It was a gorgeous walk in the golf course. And it's a great example of seaside link, traditional out and back golf courses. And it's going to be hard to find a course with better views than what you're going to get at Royal Dornoch. However, the high cost and those turtle shell raised greens with really severe drop-offs in a lot of places, combined with either into or downwind, making holding greens, well, let's just say frustrating. And if you played any of Donald Ross's courses here in the U.S., such as Pinehurst #2 or Pine Needles or Mid Pines, you know how difficult those courses get around the greens, as they're high in the middle and slope out to the edges, making them much smaller than what they really, really are. Here at Dornoch, they are really exacerbated by the steep drop-offs and the really deep bunkers waiting for your ball to roll off those greens. Combine it with the winds we had the day we played it, and it was really frustrating day for me. So I probably didn't enjoy it as much as I did the other courses. If I'd have played better, if hadn't had as much wind, or I'd probably love it more. If it wasn't for the turtleback greens, I'd probably love it a whole lot more. But of the 11, it was probably my least favorite as far as playability wise, but probably the prettiest we played. Well, if you've made the pilgrimage to Royal Dornoch, let us know what you thought. Maybe you had a better experience with it in the comments below. We'd love to hear about it from you. And remember, if you liked this video and got some value from it, please hit the like and subscribe buttons below so we can keep providing content like this for couples like us who love to travel and play golf. And be sure to check back next week for our newest installment of our Scotland series as we head south to the Ayrshire coast on the west side in western Scotland. And we're going to rate and review Prestwick Golf Club, the original home of the Open Championship, one of my favorites. And then check out our other series from places all around the world, like Bandon Dunes and Myrtle Beach and Cabo San Lucas and Phoenix, Scottsdale, islands all over the Caribbean, and even Viva Las Vegas, and others from around the golfing world. So hopefully one day we're going to meet you on the first tee. Keep hitting them straight.